What's up, everyone? Today we're going to talk about spring pinching or not on Washington Hawthorn. Let me give this a little spin so you guys can appreciate it. This is not my tree. It belongs to Jay McDonald, actually. I wanted to use a mature Washington Hawthorn to talk about the distinction between developing a tree and maintaining a tree. This has a relatively full crown, and so at this stage what I am doing here is just sort of like looking at maintaining the branches and improving where we can. So in this kind of a situation, when you have shoots like this coming out, I recommend that people pinch. And one of the issues that Washington Hawthorn has is that the nodes can get relatively long, sort of like a maple, and they will not bud between the nodes. And in fact, you'll get a lot of sort of knobbing if you start pinching them and not trying to replace some of the branching. So I'm gonna go through here and clean up, do a little bit of pruning and a little bit of pinching. This is a perfect example of a shoot that I want to kind of nip in the bud. And if we look down here at the base, there's two leaves that have relatively short nodes, then a third one here, and then it's still elongating. So I can either snip this off with my scissors, or taking this other one as an example, I can pinch off the tip like you would on a mature or nearly mature maple in the springtime. Here's an example of a shoot that's starting to elongate further and doesn't have as much, it doesn't have as many leaves near the base, so I'm going to cut that back down to one leaf. This one is a good example. It has a couple of different leaves down there and shorter nodes. Cut that back, and so on. So the aim here is really to contain the tree and also to create short inner nodes while you're at it. Now in some places like this shoot, I could get in here and scissor this off, but if I wait a few days, it'll be a little bit easier. But with this particular one, I think there's kind of hard to decide. So I'm going to go ahead and scissor off that tip. This one, which I had already scissored, I'm actually going to bring back another node. But when the shoots are really small and tender and you can't distinguish so much between the nodes, this is another good example. You might just leave this for another few days, which means that you're going to have to be revisiting the plant during spring on a regular basis to make sure that you're pinching and nipping back the long shoots. If you're not working on a mature hawthorn, then this technique is not necessarily the one that you want to use. So let's take a look at a couple of small hawthorns that I've been working on and discuss how it might differ from working on a mature one like this. I used these two little guys in one of my previous hawthorn videos, and that was last summer or last spring, something like that. So now it's spring and I have done a little bit of pinching on these, but I haven't really been paying close attention to them. So let's start with this one. It's got a lot of running shoots, and just like I said with the mature one, even though these are more in development, I'm not trying to make a bigger trunk or a really larger composition. I really want to work on creating fine ramification here. So I'm going to cut back long shoots just to one or two leaves to keep the growth small. And where I see Where I see shoots that are just emerging, I can pinch them off back down to a couple of leaves if they're still tender and haven't elongated like the ones that I'm removing right now. As opposed to the larger tree where I'm sort of trying to maintain the outside shape, the shape of the crown in show condition, or, you know, as pretty as possible. This one, I'm really more concerned about just creating more twigging. And so I want to take off all of these long twigs and force the tree to create finer twigs. So that's about it for now on this one, and I will have to revisit this again when I see it starting to send out shoots. So if I needed a longer branch on any of these, rather than cutting off these shoots, I might actually wire those into position. And that's actually what I did with both of these last year in the first year that I was starting to work on the branch development. Rather than just cutting off the new growth, I wired it, waited for the wire to set, and then removed the wire, making sure that it didn't cut into the bark of these guys, which is a little bit more sensitive. It's sort of like a maple in terms of the bark sensitivity. And that created a little bit of movement in the twigs, which you really can't see right now because of all the leaves, but moved me closer to my goal of creating a relatively finely ramified small tree. Now, at this size as compared to the mature one that I was working on, the length of the internodes is going to be much more important to control. And so if I really want to get fine nodes on this, I need to be pinching it back sort of mercilessly, not allowing any really long shoots to come out. All of that depends on making sure that the tree maintains health. And if I see any signs that it is unhealthy, I would then sort of back off and allow the tree to run a little bit more to maintain that metabolism in a healthy state. These three trees are examples of the Washington Hawthorn starters that we sell on Bonsaify.com. If you want to pick one of them up or a couple, you can check them out there. The trees are in their second year from seed. We just propagate them in a greenhouse and then put them outside to go dormant for the winter. And the shoots that you're seeing on here are this spring's shoots. So we previously wired these as we potted them out of common flats into these 3-inch containers over the dormant period. And so I'm removing the wire first so that it doesn't cut into the bark on these trees too much. It already has cut in just a little bit on a couple of these examples. But as the trunks continue to mature, that shouldn't be a problem. As opposed to something where you're trying to create branches and maintain a trunk. With these young guys, the trunks are not large enough or interesting enough yet for me to start the branch work. If I keep them cut back, they're not going to produce any wood, and they will produce more branches, but it's not going to get me any further towards having either a mame or shohin tree that I'm really interested in keeping. And so the next step that I need to follow here is really to wire some of these shoots. As you can see, the previously wired shoot is here, and then what the tree has done is just sent out 2 strong shoots back closer to the base here. And hawthorns are, I feel like they're teasing us. They have a lot of fun doing that. I'm cutting off a few of these leaves that are damaged. I moved them out of the greenhouse into full sun a little bit too quickly. And you can see that the growth is relatively healthy on the tips, but a few of these leaves were damaged in that maneuver. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of wire here, and I'm just going to continue wiring these shoots as if they were the new trunk, because this shoot is actually stronger than this shoot. And all I'm trying to do is put some movement in it to make sure that it doesn't end up as a straight section that I ultimately have to just remove. So you can either wire the two of them together or you can put separate wires on. Let's go ahead and wire this one together. Oh, great. So I broke that piece. Good job, me. And now that I have these wired, I'm basically just going to be adding movement. I'm not too concerned about the overall look of the plant. I just don't want these straight sections to end up being problematic later. Now, this time of year, hawthorns are reasonably flexible, more flexible than, say, like a sage elm or something like that. But you can crack the branches if you do too much twisting and bending. So just be careful. Now, because this is still in development and because I really I'm not ready to start using the trunk, this is all I'm going to do to it right now. I do have to keep an eye on the wire to make sure that it doesn't bite in, and so I will, as a batch, come back and take a look at these in a few weeks. As long as I haven't messed with this tip, it's going to continue running, and that means that it's going to continue making wood down here. And so during this period in the spring with vigorous growth, I really need to keep an eye on that wire. All done with these three, did a little bit of bending, so let's review. With the big one, I'm just trying to maintain a silhouette, and that means that I'm pinching as well as scissoring back the spring growth. With these little ones, I'm kind of in the middle development phase, and so I'm doing some pinching and cutback, but I'm also removing excess growth and whatnot. And in some cases, I'm letting things run, and that wasn't the case today, but I might let things run in order to wire those branches. Not because I'm trying to bulk up the trunk, but just because I need a longer branch. These are pretty small compositions, so having done that last year, I'm most likely done with a lot of the wiring other than maybe minor tweaking. With these guys, because I want to grow them out and I want them to get bigger and I want more wood in the trunks, I'm not cutting off the tips. I'm not pinching, I'm not scissoring, anything. I broke off a piece by accident, but in the long run, that won't actually make any difference. So what I've done is I've taken off the old wire, I've left the long shoots on, and I've wired those long shoots so that they're not straight, so that I have more material that's interesting to work with as I move forward with these plants. If you're working on hawthorn and you want to share it with everybody, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.